Hi guys, and welcome back to Jaa Moto, everything Honda CRF300L. So this is a continuation, so part three of riding Honda CRF300L around Buriram. So we're out at the lakes, which are approximately 10 kilometres south of Buriram city centre. Um, but I'll put a link in the description with maps of how to get there. So there's three big lakes around here. We're at the centre one, just looking for trails and tracks to ride. So I don't know the area particularly well, but hoping to find something worth going at. Um, Obviously at the moment we're on tarmac, but we'll try and drop onto some trails and see what it's got to offer around here. Um, I have been around one of the other lakes before, and there are some great trails there. So let's just see what today brings. But it's nice to get out and about, quite scenic. Okay, not rough terrain at the moment, but I'm sure we'll stumble upon some nice trails. Um, this section, it looks like, yeah, this is gated off, um, so we'll turn around. That's not a dead body, by the way. Someone's just sleeping. You quite often see local Thais sleeping in the daytime, um, taking cover under the trees. Yeah, so we'll just drop down here, see what we can get up to. Yeah, I just like riding around trying to find stuff, and hopefully over time I can put things together and make a good trip of it. So this is really a recce to find good rides for future. Um, I've got some friends coming back to Thailand early next year, so hopefully we can get out and do some more exploring on these trails. So this section is pretty good, um, but we'll head back to the main road and then over to the next lake and hopefully pick up some better trails. Um, so yeah, tarmac for me is boring unless you're on twisty tarmac on a road bike. While saying that, I quite often, well, pretty much every Sunday I go out on the CRF, um, and hit the tarmac with guys on bigger bikes and still have good fun. Um, Considering putting some supermoto wheels on the bike for when I'm doing road riding, and then switch over to the off-road wheels with knobbly tyres when I'm off-roading. Just really trying to source a nice set of wheels at the moment. But if anyone who watched the video lives in Thailand and has some wheels or knows where I can get them, I'd appreciate contact or a link. Yeah, so we're heading over to the next lake, just keeping an eye out for little trails that might jump off here. Um, just this is just gravel riding really at the side of the tarmac. Just got to be careful of the buffaloes. So quite a nice day for a ride here. It's warm, a little overcast, which helps. So yeah, we'll shoot on up to the other lakes, see what we can go at there. But sometimes you come across, here we go, something worth looking at. So take a dive down here, little off-road, some big ruts here, but the CRF copes with them okay. I try to avoid, so down there was quite a lot of buffalo. I don't want to spook them and cause any issues. So it's just really a case of wandering around and finding what's out here. Looks like somebody's been here, possibly on scooters in the past. Um, there's not a great deal of off-roading goes on around Buriram. Um, I think maybe a few years ago there was other groups. I know some of the guys in Nissan Riders did quite a bit of off-roading, but it doesn't seem as popular as it was. But I think really there's other areas that have far more to go at. But Buriram is quite flat, so it's difficult to find good trails, but that's my quest for the next few months anyway. I'm sure I'll find some good stuff to go at. This is quite good fun. Not overly testing, but again, nice to be out. So we'll dive up here. I think we'll be heading back to concrete soon, or tarmac roads, and then it's a case of see where this leads us. Sometimes you come to a dead end, sometimes you come to some good trails. Just I track this on my Garmin watch, so when I get back I can check out where I've been and try and memorise the good bits, and then for future reference try and tie them all together. Yeah, so this is pretty much coming to a dead end, so never mind. We'll head back out and see what else we can go at. Some of it is literally just gravel and mud tracks around the lake. You do get quite a lot of potholes and that, so it makes it interesting. And yeah, some of the potholes can be quite deep, so you have to be careful. Because we get such heavy rain here in the rainy season, that tends to wash out a lot of the tracks. So you just got to be cautious of that. You know, it can change day by day, really. Yeah, so this section not particularly interesting, but heading over to the next lake. I've done parts of this in the past. So shoot up here, and then we after a kilometre or so we hit some gravel tracks and it gets a little more interesting. There are areas as well where they're doing some maintenance work around the lakes, so there's certain areas where they've had big machinery and excavators which have kind of put some hills and stuff, so almost like a motocross course. So there's a few of them areas that are worth looking at in the future. But today we're just going to stick to the gravel tracks and mud trails. Yeah, it's a nice place to visit. Generally there's a lot of fishermen here out on boats. Okay, so here we go, we're getting back onto the gravel tracks, which are more fun. Always tend to forget to turn my ABS off, so I've discovered that I think you have to stop and be in neutral to turn the ABS off. I'm fumbling around here trying to turn it off, but it never seems to work, so it's a case of, yeah, stop, put it in neutral, hold the button for 3 or 4 seconds, and that's the ABS off. Just makes it more fun off-roading. Gives you, I feel, gives you more control, especially on going into a corner. If you want to step the back end out, it's easier if you can lock the wheel up. Okay, so this is a little more interesting. Say, you know, you get lots of potholes. Just be a little bit cautious. Quite often come across farmers or cattle, so just have to be a bit cautious going past them. But you see we're sort of between 3rd and 4th gear, getting up to maybe 45-50 kilometers an hour at times. So, you know, we're not hanging around. You can see the terrain. You know, it's not flat by any means. Okay, it's not it's not extreme, but it's just nice to be out on loose ground, really. and I find the CRF copes with this terrain no problem at all. I've not had the suspension bottoming out or anything. So yeah, we'll crack on. Always sort of looking if I see a trail going off to the left or to the right. Sometimes I'll dive down and have a look what's what. But I think on today's ride, it's a case of checking out sort of the perimeter of the lake, and then maybe come back again and try and find some other stuff. Yeah, so this section's nice bit of gravel track. Not overly testing, but good fun. Plenty of ruts and potholes. So yeah, nice easy off-road riding, just taking in the scenery really. I think we come up to a section shortly that's a bit faster, so open it up. I think we've been in and out sort of third, fourth gear along here. Maybe we can get some more speed up further on. Yeah, this is it's just easy off-road riding really. I will continue exploring, hopefully find some better trails, and at a later date I'll probably go further afield, so I'll chuck the bike on the back of my truck and we'll head up to the mountains. So on the border with Cambodia, okay, it's a bit fragile there at the moment because there's a dispute going on with the army, but around that border area there's lots of off-road trails and it's more mountainous there. So as things get better between Thailand and Cambodia, hopefully we can take a trip up there. Yeah, this section looks pretty good. A little more testing. Just have to keep an eye out for passing other vehicles. So this ground, it's not too slippy. Okay, we're in rainy season, but we've not had huge amounts of rain. So you know, in the next month or so, when the rain comes heavier, this may be a little more testing. There's some nice bits here on the left. I need to go and explore them at another time really, but I can see there'll be some nice little things to go at up there. Maybe a few jumps in there and berms, or you can certainly make them. Yeah, so back on the gravel track now to see how we go. Yeah, again to the left here, I think, well, there's a lot of water there at the moment, but certain times of the year that might be good fun to go at. We will see. So yeah, I think it's worth coming out here and having a ride around, see what's what. Yeah. So hopefully people enjoyed this. Possibly not for everyone, you know, if you like to do more extreme off-roading. But as I say, I'm really just out on a recce to try and find stuff to go at. But if anyone watching the video is familiar with the Buriram area or Buriram province, and they know of some good off-road routes or have maps, then I'd be grateful if you'd share them. Not just for me, but for others as well. Have to appreciate, you know, it's difficult finding stuff, So you know, I can spend days just out looking for stuff. Sometimes you fall on a winner, sometimes you draw a blank. It's just one of those things. Yeah, again to the left, maybe up the top of that bank, there's some fun stuff to go at. And there's a trail going off there. Could just go to a farm, but then again it could go to better riding. Yeah, we're getting the speed up, fourth gear now, between 40 and 50 kilometers an hour, or even up to 60 there. So yeah, there's more stuff to go at there. Yeah, we'll see. There's other routes that I want to go. There's more lakes up on the outskirts of Bandan. I've had a little recce up there a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to go back with more protective gear on. These initial rides, I tend to come out, I just wear trainers, so I have to be cautious, can't ride too hard. But yeah, I'm going to go back to some of the places with, you know, proper boots on and all my gear, and then maybe push it a bit. Yeah, okay, so we're back on tarmac here, but hopefully we'll find some more trails to go at. Quite often off these tarmac roads around the lake, there'll also be another track, so you can see like a cycle track on the right hand side. Some of that is in very bad disrepair, so you can hop onto that, and you know, it can be quite testing because there's a lot of potholes and the road's been washed away, so it just does make it a little more interesting. So I think, yeah, let's take a dive across here, get off the main road, and see what this has got to offer. Okay, so not real true off-roading, but just trying to find where's good and where's not so good. And over time we can tie it all up. But so for me, it's just nice to be out on the bike. So I think we're coming close to the end of this video. I will follow up with more off-road stuff. Just looking. Yeah, it's difficult to see. You see how the terrain's changed now. This was a cycle path. It's under repair, but this is quite good fun to ride on. And you've got a lot of gravel, potholes. You've got to have your wits about you. Yeah, it's a shame it's come to this, really. You know, at some point they've made an effort to put a big cycle path all the way around the lake, but as is the case in Thailand, the roads get washed away when we get heavy rain. They're not constructed to the same standards as other countries in many cases, so yeah, they're forever repairing roads and paths. Yeah, so that I hope that's kind of given you something to watch, and maybe if you're in the Buriram area, it may be worth a ride out for you. But yeah, over time I'll, as I say, I'll stitch different areas together. I do prefer to be more off-road on trails, but yeah, you just have to accept that sometimes, you know, you've got to ride the tarmac to get to the next trail. the important thing for me is to be out and about on the bike. And you know, we're not hanging around here. So yeah, we're coming to we'll shortly be back on the main road. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video, giving you an idea of what riding there is around the lakes. I'm gonna go to the other lake because there's 3 lakes in total in this area. I've only been to 2 today. The other one I have been round before, and there are some good tracks around there. And you're going into a forest. The only thing there is you've got to be cautious. There's quite a lot of dogs that hang around in the forest, and they have a tendency to chase you. It's not so bad on the motorbikes, but I've been through on the mountain bikes before now, and yeah, it got a bit scary at one point. Yeah, so you see there's a lot of construction going on here to repair the cycle path. Yeah, we're coming to an end. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, please like and share and subscribe. That helps me build the channel. We're up to almost 900 subscribers now, so I'm trying to get to the magical target of over 1,000 in the next couple of weeks. So it would help if people subscribe, and it enables me to carry on going out and putting together videos, and hopefully rides of interest to people in the area. Yeah, I will be getting out, going further afield over time, but it makes sense to me to find out what I've got locally. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. That's me pretty much done, and look out for any future posts. I will post the part 1 and part 2, so you can check them out as well. Okay guys, bye for now.